Hello, welcome back to Blueprints. We're on day 14. We have not found the antechamber, but I have a theory for the Blackbridge Grotto that I want to test out basically right now. And so the theory is that there's a computer in the Blackbridge Grotto, which we unlocked the Blackbridge Grotto by solving a puzzle in the laboratory. But the computer is blocked by an access code that is different from our usual like password of Swan Song, which all the other terminals use. Um, and then yet, oh, I walked right past it. And then yesterday, I found in the garbage can in the servants' quarters a note from someone named Randolph that was talking about setting up a user admin key for this guy. And so it had like, oh, you rearrange the letters of your name in this certain way, and that's what you get. So I did that here, and I brute forced what I thought the final letter would be, and it basically said, this admin key has been deactivated. But that means that the pattern is valid. So then I was thinking, what if they just use that same pattern for all of their admin? It's not great, like IT security, but what if that is what they did? So then I thought, okay, whose name do we need for this? And the note is about setting up the admin key was signed Randolph. And I looked through my notes, and by that I mean my literal like paper notes here, and I found the name Lab Tech Randolph M. And then on that same page, it's all scribbly, but maybe you can see. I wrote that Kimberly Thompson or Thomas mentioned someone named Moore, and I wrote technician ? So I think Randolph is Randolph M, Randolph Moore, which means with that name, we can use the information we found in the garbage can to hopefully actually enter the computer here. Okay, so it's Randolph Moore, and the code for the admin key was the first four letters of your last name. So that's MOOR, followed by the first initial of your first name, so that'd be an R. And then you capitalize the first and the last letter. So we're gonna do M, capitalize, or is my caps lock on? Whoop. MOOR. Here we go! We're in. Okay, fabulous. Okay, let's see. What are the network settings? Terminal timeout settings, controls. Oh my God. Okay. Timeout is right now immediate. The timeout setting controls how long a computer terminal stays connected to the network without disconnecting from the server. The default setting immediate requires a new connection each time the user attempts to log into the network. Okay. 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, immediate. Okay. Well, oh, that's cool. Look at the corner here. We've got admin key, MOORR. Okay, so what I think this will do is, so when we go on our various runs, you can access computers from other computers, and there are different capabilities in each. Like the laboratory computer lets you set up experiments, and the office computer lets you look at email. And you can access other computers from one computer, but you have to have activated them that same day. So if we do this 1 month, I think that means that if we, find and log into the lab, and then later we find and log into the office, but we didn't find the lab that day, we can still access the office or the laboratory computer capability. So that's awesome. Electronic mail settings. Oh, so you can just control where you can view your email, or maybe we're gonna get to see, just turn all these to on, emails that were sent specifically to these places. Because right now we've only checked out the office mailbox. Check connection off-site. Inbound, outbound connections, and electronic mail communications outside of the local network have been temporarily disabled. Oh, okay. So they can only communicate with their like local server. Okay. That's fine. Everything is on. That's fabulous. So we're setting ourselves up for just a lot more capabilities with the computers later on. Hey, okay. Okay, yep. Here, they just use the same access key for all of them, which is terrible cybersecurity, but very convenient for Simon's purposes. So let's write this down. Not 100% sure why we would want to use one over the other, but maybe they have access to different information. At the very least, Anne Babbage, Baba, it was like Baba is you, is has personnel access, so that's very interesting. And the one RUO, this one, TH, that's the one that we brute forced to realize that yes, this is good. This is the pattern. Okay, so more ends. And okay, so that's Randolph, Moore, Tom. Okay, that's probably the other lab technician, Kay Thompson, that I mentioned. Kimberly Thompson, great. Kimberly Thompson also had admin access, and Babbage had personnel. I'm just going to write all this down because you really never know when it's going to come into use later on. And then in expired, we have Ruota H something. Ruota H. Reva D. What is that? I don't recognize that. D is the first initial, and then it's REVA, and then an unknown number of further initials. What would they do if they didn't have enough letters in their last name? I guess just cut it off? Okay. So that was the user database. Admin logs. Oh, yes. When was everyone looking? Okay, January 20th. Oh, 1986. So that was because it's November 1993. So this was 7 years ago. Wow. And Randolph Moore wrote that the last cables have finally been laid and the office terminal has been connected to the central network. Given the ever-changing nature of the rooms on the estate, we chose to install the server outside of the house to maintain connection stability at all times. A small cavern off the eastern drive was selected for the server site. Okay, so that's them talking about establishing the Blackbridge Grotto, this as the brains of the server that everything connects to. So it's always going to be accessible. Smart, which means Blackbridge Grotto was established 1986. Established. In fact, write the actual date down. Not just 1986, but January 20th, 1986. Cool. Next, almost a week later. Okay. January 26th, 1986, Randolph Moore says, all remaining computer terminals on the estate are now connected to the network mainframe, and we will begin testing remote access capabilities between them. I've also asked the Baron to come up with a name for the network. January 30th. After some deliberation, our network has been named Blackbridge, a somewhat ominous name for the project, given the legend from which the term derives, though very fitting considering we chose an actual cave to house the mainframe. I only hope that the servers do not suffer that same fate as those that befell those in the story. Interesting. Ooh, we have to keep our eyes peeled for a Blackbridge legend. Very cool. July 1st, 1986. Regular maintenance report. Fixed a connection error that was occurring between the office and security terminal. We've also added electronic mail capabilities to each terminal that can be accessed via the network. Okay. Is the error? Maybe that doesn't no longer in effect. February 10th, 1987. Recording capabilities of all cameras on the estate have been disabled. Additionally, the existing video playback functionality on the security terminal has been removed. Ooh, why? Okay, but we do, when we are in the security terminal, there are some, they look like live feeds, but they aren't necessarily live feeds, of rooms in the mansion. We've seen rooms we've never accessed before. We've seen like a music room and like a pool. We have access to pool, but only once. Okay. Ooh. Okay, let's write down the logs that were deleted. Deleted security footage. So on March 2nd, 1987 and March 3rd, 87, they were deleted. When did our mom disappear and when were people hiding in the shelter? Oh, I really need to build like a consolidated timeline. Right now my notes are spread over this notebook just purely based on the day that I found the information. Okay. Well, before I go digging, let's finish reading the logs. Oh, more deleted logs. Oh, okay. Oh, it's just this whole... Okay. So the 4th, the 6th, not the 5th though, interesting. The 7th, the 9th. Yep. 87. More, okay. The 14th, and then there's a jump to July. July 10th, 11th, and 12th of that same year. And the 25th, still more. And on this, there's an additional note from Randolph Moore again. As requested yesterday, a new admin key was created. Though the requested name doesn't quite fit with our typical length formatting. I just said that. Okay, what happens if it doesn't fit? That means that the name is probably too short. The last name is too short. Okay, so on July 24th, 1987, an admin key was created. But the name didn't fit the typical length formatting. So we're on the lookout for someone with a name that is a last name that is shorter than 4 characters. Great. And I'll finish writing down the deleted logs. So that's August 27th, August 28th, September 1st. This looks like the last one. Effective immediately, all electronic mail capabilities have been restricted and now can only be accessed via the office terminal. All other terminal inboxes have been archived, and can only be restored via admin control. Ooh, we're going on a bear hunt. We're going on an email hunt. We now need to revisit all of the other terminals, and we need to look in their email inboxes now that they've been accessed. Ooh, more admin logs. Sweet. Wait, so I just want to double check. Is this security footage? Oh, not necessarily security footage deleted. Just deleted logs? Okay, so maybe just deleted logs, not deleted security footage. That's still interesting, though. It means they were doing something on those days, but then they got rid of their footprints, their electronic footprints. Okay. Let's see. January 20th, 1989. Temporary access to the mainframe and Blackbridge Grotto has been restored to perform routine maintenance, which means it was previously unavailable. Okay. Interesting. I'm gonna write down temp access restored. And then a year later, temporary access to the mainframe in Blackbridge Grotto has been restored to perform routine maintenance. Okay, so they're always doing routine maintenance in January. That's fine. That's normal. But it means like there's usually not access. Okay. July 3rd, 1991. Updated access privileges for the following account types. Oh, admin has all access. Okay. Personnel, that makes sense. Can only access the user database. Archive access. Full access plus access to archived admin logs and deleted database entries. So, okay, so we do need to track down. Do we need to do both? Because I thought, no, these are two different paths we need to follow up on. Archive access is full access plus access to archived admin logs and deleted database entries. Okay, that means we need to find out the admin key that gives us archive access. Then we can log back on here in the Blackbridge Grotto and we can see all of those deleted doobly-doos, all of these deleted logs, and maybe some other things too. We can still go and find the regular terminals in the mansion and look in the email inboxes because that's different. Okay, so this makes me think, let me pop back. This makes me think that that missing, who has archive access, right? We already tried Sinclair and I didn't see it. So my guess is that the missing admin access is this mysterious entry about July 24th, 1987, an admin key was created, but the name didn't fit the normal length. That would be my hunch, but I'm basing that logic off of like meta, like how would a puzzle be constructed knowledge. Moving on. Okay. November 25th, 1992. So this is almost a year ago. RTA is down while we work on a solution to reported terminal connection failures. I can't remember what RTA is. I've seen that again. RTA on November 28th, 1992. RTA is working again. Terminal connections tested and confirmed functional. To make future testing easier, added ability to access offline terminals through the RTA. Remote terminal access. Okay. That's just the ability to access different computers. Okay. Added ability to access offline terminals through the RTA when Blackbridge is open. Cool. Per request, one temporary admin key has been added to the network. That's the one we used that led us to the pattern of the admin key. Okay, but then they deactivated it a month later. This is all in 1993. So earlier this year. And then June 22nd, 1993, one new admin key has been added to the network. Tom K. So that's Kimberly Thompson, the lab technician. Welcome to the team. That was really recent. That was really recent. That was only a few months ago. It's like 5 months ago. Ooh, we're really getting up there. August 1st, 1993. Added new data management features to Blackbridge, admin control, updated user database. November 6th, 1993. Oh my, this is right before we got here because our first day was November. I didn't write down the actual first day, but like maybe the next day or like 2 days past. Changing of the guard. In preparation for Simon's arrival, inbound and outbound messages, as well as offsite connections from outside the estate, have been disabled per the instructions left by the Baron himself. Woo! Okay, so our oh, and there's still data files? No way. Okay. Import trophy data, and these are unavailable. Interesting. Do we have any trophies? What? Utilizing the Blackbridge system, you can import trophy data from other save files. I don't know, you could have multiple save files into the current profile. Convenient way to collect trophies in one file that might be impossible to get into a single profile. Impossible. No. Okay, so this is, I would imagine, achievements hunting, which we're not at yet. We haven't gotten any yet. Okay, excellent. So we're on the lookout for an admin, or I guess anyone who seems important, who also has a very short last name. And we also want to find the other terminals in the office and the lab and the security shelter, the shelter. Okay, I'm gonna grab this. So far, it seems more likely that we need to find other microchips and put them here, but I'm gonna bring it with me just in case. And this door will probably open once we have all three. That's the vibe. Okay, so that was a heavy first couple of steps. I am very pleased that we started with 70 steps today, which means that the orchard is still active, even though I did turn off the... Wait, where are you? Yes, I turned off, looking down there, the sconces. They have 3. I turned off the gas line to the orchard in order to turn on that third sconce down there. I was worried. There was a note that said that if you do that, the apples won't grow in the winter because of the heat. So either it's not considered winter yet, or we won't be punished for that, or in this world, November is not winter. They're all fine theories. 3 red letters so far. Found permanent foundation. I want to find places with terminals, but I also want to try to hug the sides, because we read a note, a gardener's note, that basically said it was fertile ground there and that the green rooms are more likely to spawn there. So I'd like to do that. So let's do a den. Nice, because yeah, we want to go one deeper ideally, but this does connect us to the foundation, which we of course like. The foundation, we've connected the elevator. Okay, yeah, let me start writing down the letters. We have connected the elevator, but it basically just goes down to a door that does not open with a regular key. We need to produce an unusual, special key. Okay, pray and pry. A. And we now know we can create... Oh, hello! We can create special keys. Interesting. There's the code check with the broken lever. Huh. Let's do it. Let's do it, but not go in yet. But now we know if we find the greenhouse, because we do want to hug the side, we could run back and grab our broken lever. Here we are at the foundation. Let's hug the western side. Okay, a courtyard. That's fine. Bunch of dig spots. Courtyard to keep that open there. What did it tell me? Just 5 dig spots. That's it. Okay. Whoa, more of these. Okay. And I finally found a sledgehammer, and it doesn't bust down walls, which I thought it might do, but it does let you open cases. So a sledgehammer or a shovel would be very nice right now. We'll see. Darn. Well, let's do this. And, oh well, this just won't be our path forward for this particular flank of the house. So we're in the guest bed, and that is a crow in a row, so we have C. Do a quick sweep to make sure we aren't leaving any items behind, because last time I just completely walked by a, yeah, it's not a short, KL, but not an actual name, a sleeping mask. But I think we're in the clear. Okay. Very brief peek that way. Oh, there we go. Down we go. Okay. A lot to keep our eyes open for. Sure, let's go through the foundation this way. Oh, I love the parlor. Okay, we also just learned that the parlor puzzles actually get harder the more you solve. So that's fun. Let's grab our, there we go, our pictures. Bride and bridge. G. We have our key. That looks like a Lowry. Yeah, no, that last name is too long. Okay. The other two boxes are empty. The other two boxes are blue. It's false. The other two boxes are true. Okay. Definitely false. So one of you is true. This one would make all of them true, so that's no good. So that means this is true, and it also means it's the one with the gems. Or gem. This one was not as hard as yesterday's, which actually had an if statement. It modified... Hello, Sinclair. It modified the other statement, so that was interesting. Ooh, the lab! Okay, yeah, so the lab, we can now access the lab emails, and I can show you the source of what I wrote down in my notes about Randolph Moore. Kimberly Thompson. I typically work over at Cinca. I was sent over here for a month to assist Moore with the new turbine tests. I haven't read this in a while. For the past 3 days, I have been unable to find the laboratory on the estate. Today was the first success on that front. Can anyone tell me if this is typical, and if so, how do you get any work done? Before, I was briefed on the way that the doors work, but I must admit I did not expect to be excluded from my new workstation for the first week. Any tips from my fellow technicians would be appreciated. So this is where Moore came from, the name Moore. And I paired that with Randolph, I think from another letter in here. But let's go ahead and look at some emails. Actually, first let's set up our experiment. Okay, we have our causes and our effects. Let's read them. Let's read all of our causes. When you draft a hallway from another hallway, when you draft a red room, lose 5 steps, and then each time you eat an apple. And our effects are: add a small chest to the entrance hall, gain 3 gold for each red room in your house, gain 1 key, 1 gem, or 1 die selected randomly. Interesting. Okay, so nothing permanent in the effect column, and nothing that is 100% going to happen in the cause column. Here, when you draft a red room, these two pairs together would just always trigger as long as we're getting red rooms, and we're basically exchanging steps for gold. Not necessarily what I want to do. I'd say this is some better synergy. Every time you eat an apple, we're not guaranteed to get apples. We might not find any apples, but it's a good thing that we want, and this is another good thing that we want that we can use right away. So we'll do each time you meet an apple, gain 1 key, gem, or die. Start the experiment. Now we get to log into the network with Swan Song and hopefully see some emails. Some scientist emails. Yes. Ha 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 ha. Okay. From Herbert S. Sinclair. Precautions. Okay, yeah, and these are in reverse order. So this is the most recent one. Or the old one? We'll see. August 31st, 1987. Lock it down. Lock it all down. Yikes. Okay, so he's telling the lab technicians. That makes sense that it's here in the email terminal. Where did I write this down? August, that's 8/31, 87. Okay. Okay, so this is when he was like, ah, shut it all down. And then they went and they deleted logs from earlier in the year. That's interesting. Okay, I really do need to find the dates that the people were hiding in the shelter. Okay, so our mother was last seen in February 1987. I think I'll have to revisit in more depth to figure out when the people were actually hiding in the shelter. Okay. That was from him. Okay. August 27th. Baron Sinclair, as we discussed in our meeting earlier this week, we will be sealing off the entrance to the Blackbridge server this week, as well as archiving our electronic mailboxes and locking access. I'm not sure just how tech-savvy we expect the Red Guard to be. Yep. But there's more than enough data on our servers that these extra precautions are, in my opinion, the very minimum measures that we should be considering given the likelihood of an investigation next week. Yep. This is when the Red Guard came and 3 people hid in the shelter, but not exactly sure who those 3 people that hid in the shelter were. Oh my goodness. Okay. And we definitely know that the Red Guard came because one of them also, like, checked out the swim bird book that our mom wrote, which is creepy. Okay, to Chef de Camp regarding freezer access. Ooh. April 5th, 1987, freezer access. Chef, please don't worry too much about freezer access. The experiments we're doing aren't very sensitive, and they were already accounting for normal variations due to expected use in staff traffic. However, surprisingly, we did see a major temperature rise on Friday, which I believe may be related to not to your freezer visit, but to the use of furnace in close proximity. In the future, you should try to draft that a bit further away, as the temperature rising from drafting that room has a major effect on temperature in the house, and even more so in rooms in close proximity to it. Great. So we do want to defrost the freezer. And now we know there's a furnace room out there that we can use to melt it. Ideally, we can draft them next to each other. Great. Also, okay, response from Chef de Camp about freezer access. Is he upset? Randolph, as I know you've been conducting temperature-related experiments this past week, I tried my best to avoid accessing my frozen stock during your normal working hours. However, on Friday, I was making my famous black truffle pizza and had to visit the freezer for a few ingredients. I hope I didn't mess anything up. That's very gracious. Okay. Cool. What year was that? Also 1987. Okay. Fair enough. Cool. And now this should be accessible for the next month of in-game time, no matter where we are. Data transfers? Okay. Right. So now this is an active terminal. but we've not activated this, but the lab will stay active. Perfect. Perfect. Now let's write down those sketches. I see road and rod. Another A. Okay. Is this okay? I read this with a magnifying glass at one point. I don't remember what it says. Maybe it said freezer is unaffected, I think is what it said. Something is unaffected. Okay. Okay. Good. That's good. Okay. So now we keep going. Okay, cannot afford the passageway, which is a bummer because it would have been nice. The workshop's fun. I don't think we have anything to combine. We don't. The microchip, I don't think will do anything. But I'd rather have that than a corridor, since the corridor is always unlocked, and that's just good to have for later, especially for later ranks. Oh, a magnifying glass. Speaking of a magnifying glass. Yeah. This. Connected to this. I'll write down that there's a stone sea. And do a quick sweep around the room for other materials. Nope. I do want to pop back in here while it's right here to double check what it said in this freezer note. Cooler. Cooler is unaffected. Okay. Great. Great. So they're just calling that area inside. There was a cooler inside the freezer that had it had a frozen letter in it. And we couldn't access it. Okay, pretty sure we can't combine. Nope, the microchip doesn't even count as an item. Okay. Ooh, yes please. A patio spread, gems in each green room. Lovely. That's excellent. So hopefully there'll be gems here and also in the other, yeah. Below. Ah, yes. Does that mean there's a shovel here? A security door, really? Aw. That's really disappointing. Like, really disappointing. Oh, we really need to find the security terminal. Oh my god, are we blocked? Almost. To go back to the entrance hall. If we find the security terminal, though, that lets us fiddle with the security door frequency and whether they're locked or unlocked when they're turned off. So, oh, write this down. If we can get that online, that would be really helpful for progressing through the mansion. Okay, workshop. Clock lock C, which is the same letter as is carved there. That's interesting. Okay. We go back to the yeah, that is the way, because the other way is blocked. Come here. Okay. Right? Yeah. Done. Still no point going in the coat check. Yeah, still no point. So we still can go not just through there, but through the outside room through the west gate. So let's do that. I'm wary of blocking off our only remaining path in the main house. So just put it off a little bit and go check out what's in the outside area. If it's a security terminal, we can put the thing online. No. Okay. Okay. Okay, tomb, don't really need coins. Don't really need dig spots. So let's try trading post. I don't know if we've done that yet. Ooh. Cool. This room I think might be new. Oh, I like the rug. Tea. What? dynamite a little too dangerous to pick up? What do you mean? Can I use something else to pick it up? What can I blast open? Oh, this rules. Oh, a puzzle box. Yellow. Interesting. But you're not. Okay, yellow. Yellow? Okay, sure. Oh, this reminds me a little bit of the colors in the dartboard. Oh, you're no longer yellow. Wait, what have I done? Okay, let me think about this for a little bit. Rotate around. I get it. Okay, well, at least I understand the point. We want to get yellow to all four corners. Move up. You move up. What happens if I back away? Okay. It does not reset. Great. So you move up. That was really unexpected. Oh, do you move down? That one moved down, but that one moved right. So maybe it just moves clockwise. It is moving them clockwise. That's interesting. If I move up, yeah, that moves up. Okay, so I kind of understand. There we go. Okay. Ah, you have been rewarded an allowance token. Your allowance has been permanently raised by 2. Ooh, that's awesome. That means our allowance is now a total of 4, which is actually starting to give us some pretty good purchasing power. Am I rich enough to handle dynamite now? Yeah. Okay, what else is in here? Pots and pans. Flour, a dolly. I don't remember what those are called. Let's interact with the trading post. Wait, if I trade away the microchip, does that mean it's gone permanently? I don't want to risk that. So let's try the magnifying glass for salt, which makes our food better. No. How about the microchip? Ooh, for a sledgehammer? Sure. What about, can I get it back? Oh, no, it's just something new. Okay, hopefully the, whatchamacallit? Hopefully the, microchip, respawns automatically in Blackbridge Grotto. Otherwise, we might be in trouble. But it's what's done is done. So let's go. With an extra 2 coins in our little pockets. And a sledgehammer to open some boxes because we found 2 of them. Maybe we'll find a card. Oh, we must pay our respects. Yep. Maybe one day that'll do something. Maybe one day we'll feed the river enough. Where were... Yeah. Let's go try to find... Let's go bust open some boxes. Ready? Ha! That's pretty satisfying. Oh. What? Car keys? What? We found there was a car in the garage. That's a lot that needs to line up, though. You need to find the garage, turn it on, and then you need to also have the car keys. I'm a little bit tempted to put the car keys in the code check instead of the lever, just because we haven't used the lever at all, and I kind of wonder if you always find it if you find the greenhouse, or was that just an incredible coincidence? I don't know. Oh, this is not where it was it? Oh no. This is not where the other box was. Where was the other box? Where was the other box? There were two, right? Well, it was not on the patio. Oh, Lord, this is... This is just me forgetting. Well... Was it in the courtyard? That would be crazy. Well... Ah, okay. Was here. What do we get? A lot of money. Sure. We'll take it. Was this gem always here? Oh, we spread gems in green rooms. Perfect. Okay, three gems and 10 coins is pretty cool. Find some car keys. I don't think we have a driver's license. But that's certainly not gonna stop us. Get the opportunity to drive that car. Oh, we're probably not driving the car. We're probably opening the car and seeing things inside it. That makes more sense. That seems more in line with how the game goes. Okay, we really need this to be not block us off. Okay. That's right, we're blocked off anyway. But we want to fill as many of these rooms as we can. This leaves 2 open. This leaves 1 open. But we might as well take the permanent upgrade while we can get it. Nice. Okay. I wonder what day we're on. Let's take a quick peek. Fenaries. Bird and Sons. More birds. Oh, a die! Oh, good. That'll be helpful as we desperately try not to get blocked off. What do we see? An extra diamonds. And more... Okay, that's pretty cool. Nothing can save us now except for keycard access. So yeah, not much to that this room could have given us, but that is nice. Okay. Ooh, we've never been in the Cloister of Rina, though now we do know we should have made it the Cloister of Orinda, I believe. There were notes by the gardener. What did I write? Rina is the paragon of... Shoot. Oh no, I did it. This is good. This is good. He wanted it. The gardener wanted it to be Rina. It was Orinda, and he wanted it to be Rina, so this is good. And we can afford it. Oh, it's so pretty. I don't think those sunflowers were there before. That's so cute. Yeah, she's holding a hoe. That's perfect. Aww. I wonder I wonder what's in that dig spot. That is so cute. I feel like we did the right thing, even though I don't see what actually has happened. I mean, it said it would raise our luck. Raise your luck with each green room. Luck, I don't think is tracked. It's not a stat that we can visibly see. I also am unclear on how it would affect us, because the game would have to know what we want to draft. This is cute though. I'm happy with what it looks like. Okay. Chapel does not block us off. I'm gonna re-roll and hope we get like a security room or something. Oh, hey, no, we don't have gems. Come on. Shoot. Devastated. I'm devastated. We could have connected it to the active remote terminal, but we can't afford it. So devastating. Okay. Well, storeroom blocks us off. And so we might as well do pantry, even though we don't need the coins. But we might as well see what is next. This is from Anne. Bridget. Oh, we can trigger our experiment. What did it do again? Gain 1 key, 1 gem, or 1 die. Oh, we got another die. Okay. Anything interesting? Not really. So let's redraw. I still can't afford it. If only we'd had security. Because the utility closet lets us shut off the security doors. But we need them to be... We need the security room to set them to be open when they're off. It's like a security hazard to have them on when there's no power. Okay, so this is not really worth anything to us, so let's just look at the lavatory. What's in the lavatory? Anything? This might be the only room I've seen that does nothing. Nothing so far as I can tell. Maybe it'll secretly be like just so helpful one day. Just clicking. Okay. And I won't bother writing it down because that is it. Is that it? That's it? Yeah, that's it. Okay. Okay, so tomorrow we will do some more hunting. We'll do some more hunting for terminals to turn on in the mansion, and which will stay on for a month. We'll keep an eye out for that name, Garden Cottage. That name with a last name that's fewer than 3 letters or fewer than 4 letters. And we'll of course keep looking out for the antechamber path forward. Okay, Mount Holly, Garden Cottage, 3 green rooms, very cute. Great. All right. Perfect. Thank you for joining me. I hope I'll see you next time when we keep exploring Mount Holly and keep pushing for that antechamber. Bye.